It's a beautiful day in the Yukon. We just got booted out of Starbucks by the RCMP. They got really pissed. So half hour after I showed the video or uploaded the video where they stole $470 and my bank card and arrested me for fleeing their death camp in Dawson Creek, they came to the Starbucks and threatened to arrest me again for public mischief, which is exactly what they arrested me for when I tried to flee their death camp. But it's a beautiful day. It's October the 10th, and it's around 3 o'clock. But I just came by another one of these signs. I never saw these signs in my life until now. I at first wasn't sure what they meant, but now I know exactly what they mean. And I just wanted to let you see that they're brand new. It's just a very, very new sign. And even the wiring, if it can focus in on it, the wiring has not rusted at all, and looks like it was just put here patchwork wise. I'm not sure if you can see this. Somebody wrote something, somebody wrote something underneath it. It says any sucker. I'm not sure what that says. If you can see that, great. But somebody wrote something there. I'm hoping to zoom in on it and get you close to it. If you can see the writing there, I'll just scan it along. Some people might have digital technology that is able to see this, but I wanted to cover that off. There's nothing else that I can see, but I'm not sure what this is. But so here's a muster point here. We're at there's a Staples here. This is like a big huge parking lot, and there's a big huge area here, a liquor store, a delivery area, and a driveway. So what I'm imagining is that these things are collection points where people were I'm not sure how to read this. Either this is where people were collecting on their way to being taken, I believe, up north to escape the water apocalypse, or this is where people were told to come to be prepared to be taken up north to be imprisoned. See, there's definitely something going on in the Yukon here. People are either trapped up north and being murdered as we speak, or they're safe and protected up north, and this is where they were told to come to get on buses or planes to go up north. I know northern Yukon, I believe somewhere, the Illuminati are trying to bullshit me and make me believe that people are down in Mexico. That makes no sense. There's other signs and things that tell me that that's not true. But I believe that Canadians were flown north, and they're north of here near the Arctic Circle, and I imagine they've gone through a very tough winter, last winter, in the cold. I just wonder at this point, frankly, how many people were murdered, because with the either contamination of the water or the outright cessation of water supplies, not everybody survived. Let's be honest here, not every single person survived. So the tragedy is that, when you think about this, 35 million Canadians, but you've got 4 million in Toronto alone, and so these madmen and women basically cut off water supply to babies and children. You think of it in that way, and you just think, God, this is just complete insanity here. And see these posts here, why are they here? You don't need something like this here. And it looks like some of the wood then was taken off, but I don't know, just again odd. But was there some writing here? Yeah, there's just this picture. If this means anything to anybody, then there it is. But again, another muster point. Just, you know, and obviously the RCMP is absolutely going furious now because they can be charged in Dawson Creek with theft. They can be charged with false imprisonment. They can be charged with falsifying testimony. And they can be charged with murder, of course, because of the death camp. But now in Dawson, now here we are in Whitehorse, and they threatened to arrest me for public mischief in a Starbucks. And they specifically said because I hadn't bought anything. Well, today I bought 2 coffees and I bought a donut. So, and every day I go in there, I buy pretty much the same thing. So I don't know what their problem is. I guess we've got some more Illuminati here just to threaten you and intimidate. What was originating is I went to the bathroom and I came back and I was preparing to do my video to my nieces, Sarah and Amanda. And a man had changed his seat and walked over specifically right in front of me, moved the seat. So its back was originally facing me, but he moved the seat so that whenever I looked up, all I saw was his one Illuminati eye. This 4 hours had gone by. I was in that Starbucks and I had been harassed and encircled and stalked by people all day. This man did this to specifically create a problem because I was uploading these very controversial videos about the RCMP and how corrupt they are. They are murderers. They have murdered hundreds of thousands of Canadians, and I'm not afraid to say that. And Stephen Harper got panicked and decided to create another false arrest so I would be put in prison for another 24 hours. I did remember there's a movie, a Canadian movie that came out several years ago, at least 2 or 3, and it was about a bunch of Canadians who were traveling in the north, and they heard about this lost gold. And they went traveling around the north, and they found the location, and they met another couple in a bar. They all agreed to go out the next day. Many of them died, 1 or 2 survived, but at the very end of this movie, the person who survived was in the hospital. An RCMP officer was interviewing the person in the hospital and said, all the people had died, there was no gold that was found, nothing. And the very last scene of the movie shows the RCMP officer walking down a hall laughing because they stole all the gold. This movie, like so many other things that we've seen, Eyes Wide Shut out of America with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, a lot of these things, Hollywood has been warning us for years. The Canadian film industry was warning us as well that the RCMP were in on this whole Illuminati plot for gold. Murder all the Indigenous people, eliminate any land claims, any constitutional claims, the Sparrow Test. Once the First Nations people were all murdered, or so decimated so that they had no resources to launch legal challenges, no cultural identity, the gold and all resource exploration could just go straight forward with no challenges whatsoever. The RCMP censored all of my YouTube videos, especially the PM Harper video starting September 2nd, 2014, before the election. They have a long history, every election, of censoring anyone who has anything, any information, any videos, any news documentaries, anything that does not support the person that they want in power. They just completely censor them or murder them. The RCMP, this did not start with the water apocalypse. The RCMP has multi-decades of corruption behind it. They are furious with me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about them. They're dirty as sin. I am in a concentration camp. I was drugged and kidnapped and brought in here. The starvation is continuing. There is no money to buy any food. There is no money for a motel room. I refuse to give up. I am going to be either dead or alive within a week. I am not giving up my freedom. I want my sister. That's it. These muster points, this is the second one we've seen in this small town of 25,000 people. The RCMP are guilty as sin. They're not all clones. They are a dirty, filthy organization, and they caused the homelessness of 35 million Canadians. I will not walk away from that.